Asimar_J just resubscribed for 20 months, Kvert salute.
Alright, so now we're ready for a darn mic test. After figuring out how to get my broadcasting software work, it's like, I swear to God, it's like I've never broadcasted before. Darn mic test. Alright, that's working on Twitch. How about YouTube? You working for me? YouTube, you working? Work, YouTube! YouTube! It takes. Right, so now we're ready for. Cool, it works. And we need to adjust our camera. Jesus Christ. The error is human. To really screw things up takes a computer. Alright, get the camera adjusted. And we get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another stream. Welcome, Working. Welcome, Tech Zero. Welcome, Asper. Thank you for that resub, by the way. What else we got? 20 months of support. I don't know why this guy's still here. Considering how long it took me to start the stream this morning. Yes, it's my first day of streaming. Alright, so like I said, we have a new ISP coming out to hook up some stuff. We're undergoing some changes on the technical background. Hopefully it works out for us. Knock on wood. Hopefully it's better. We do have some news. It looks like, according to Star Citizen, that we're going to have 4.4 going live this week. Thursday. We were track on opening engineering tech preview this morning to Wave 1 testers. We plan on running tests into Friday. We also are preparing 4.4 P2 release later today. Yeah, so engineering tech preview. That's cool. And there's Bones. Hey, Bones. Welcome, welcome. That was updated an hour ago. So we do have patch notes for 4.4. P2 version 10.68.68.32. I'm probably out of it. If it's gonna go live soon, why would I want to play on it? Or just who cares? Audience all wave server for P2 channel US only. Persistence enabled. Starting UEC 15 million. Does not patch cannot contain all the intended features, which will be added here so you know to become available. Blah 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 blah. That's always there. Test feedback focus. Vandal tech smuggling missions are now behind a reputation gate that requires rank 1 junior contract with Intersect to become available. IE Expo Halls and Orison will be enabled tonight's build for testing over the weekend. When was this uploaded? Yesterday. Wait a minute. We plan on running this release for Friday. As per your new portable build released later today. I guess I've if they're releasing it to live, why would the expo halls be testing over the weekend on this? So I don't know. Stability bug fixes. Let's see. Testing feedback focus. Stability bug fixes. Nick Slevsky Delamar. Interstellar hauling. External freight elevators. Vandal tech smuggling. Vandal missions. Ballistic missile launcher boom tube, new FPS weapon, triple threat. I hear the boom tube is hilariously powerful. Like it can like 3-shot a hammerhead. Just, it's a, I don't know how a hammerhead's being threatened by this thing, but from my understanding, it's actually very powerful. Levsky performance design polish ongoing during the PTU. No issues. Nick Slevsky, physics location. Elevator transit entrance has no collision. Would cause player to EVA while entering and exiting the elevator. I can see that that could be a problem. Levsky locations. ASAP terminal fleet manager. Vehicles are claim state upon retrieving. PU stand. Prior gateway. ATC locations hangar. Unable to contact ATC via keybind shortcuts. Multi-system shopping kiosk items being previewed, and the pharmacy cost is excessively large. Nick's law locations: no crime stat when committing crime in Nick's system. Law appears to be set up as charges cannot be filed. Oh no! It's Pyro all over again. Nick's is gonna have a law system. Interesting. I guess Citizens of Prosperity or something, or was it? What's the faction of Delamar? Levsky? The fucking Bluesky hippies or something. Stall freeze client multi-system location commodity kiosk. Client will freeze stall when accessing commodity kiosk at locations like TDD and admin office and Pyro. Multi-location PU stand locations. After respawning, players may not respawn at their primary residence after using self-destruct or force respawn. Next, Bluesky. Multiple ATC voice lines. All play at once when requesting takeoff. Well, that doesn't sound like a good thing. PU locations, rest stop, refinery, mining, shopping, selling, or sales kiosk. When attempting to sell at the ore sales kiosk, the confirmation screen will return with undefined. PU stand transit. Trams from Lorville to Metro Center or TISA Spaceport will rapidly rotate when leaving the station, which can push the player out of bounds or kill them. PU inventory, freight elevator, kiosk. The search function at the freight elevator terminals ignores localized item names. PU stand, Pyro, Aesop. Claimed ships will now show as delivered once claim is selected to be expired, having timers that are still unusable. That sounds kind of an inconvenience. PU locations, transmitter, Grim Hex. Elevators are backwards. Features gameplay. Further vandal activities been detected throughout the next system. Okay. I guess we're gonna fight more vandals. Location, Nick system polish. Further Bluesky, Delmar performance cleanup, Laud art polish, and audio balance pass. Ships and vehicles. What the fuck are you updating? Oh, it wants me to update the launcher. Fine. It's thinking. Ships and vehicles, Kruger L21 Wolf Component Bay Access, Animation and Sound Effects Editions. Hey, finally. Gold Standard Kruger. Weapons and items. Update various shops to include more flare items. Like actual flares? Like lighting flares? Or just like hanger flare? Core Tech. Various performances, streaming optimizations, improvements throughout the Nix and game wide. Music transition experience, polish pass for combat, pre-ambush, and post-ambush. Bug fixes. Nearly 140 bug fixes issues occurring in 432, 33rd Street Arginate for the Issue Council. I don't think some of this stuff is from 432 because it's like the Nix system didn't exist in 432. Potential fix, PU Nix missions, multiple recovery item missions only have one marked delivery point. Potential fix, system to system hauling, interstellar missions for Red Wind do not reward reputation. Potential fix, inventory medical spirit swap for medpen. Sprint swap to medpen causes a player to drop weapon. Sprinting swapping to medpen causes a player to drop weapon. So if you're sprinting and you swap to a medpen, your weapon goes away. Gotcha. Hey, Jonelle, am I wearing pants? Yes. What else we got here? Potential fix, RSI links, tires and wheel rims are misaligned. Potential fix, ship ambush, mercenary. Completing ambush Eckhart mission will give Foxwell reinforcement reputation instead of Eckhart security reputation. Potential fix, Stanton landing zone, Grave Market. Green zones are not set up as intended, allowing players to equip guns in Gray Market area. Gray's Market. Location module mission entities for various missions are not being cleaned up when they should. Potential fix, Nick's Vandal Smugglers mission content. The refinery pipe is inconsistently difficult to repair in the auxiliary station. Potential fix, audio code, turret yaw. Audio code, right? Turret yaw pitch movements trigger from origin of the ship instead of gimbal base. What? Audio? Turret pitch yaw movement triggers from the origin of the ship instead of gimbal base. Okay. Potential fix, engine sounds won't stop when the system is powered off. Hey! I would love to not hear my engines when it's just sitting there with the engines off. Potential fix, replace materials textures on some asteroids around Bluesky, and they fix some clan crashes. So there you go. And people are complaining about Twitch drops. Where is it? We actually have Twitch drops for Star Citizen. Did they even... I thought they had... Frontier Finals, State of the Var, Pumpkin Ticker Cream. Yeah. I guess it's on the main page then. Yeah, Twitch drops. Welcome to Nyx. He just posted a general, Jonelle. So they have a new armor set for Twitch. Twitch drops coming the 20th, 7 days from now. So if you want to get this whole armor, helmets, chest, arms, I think it's undersuit as well, with the backpack, celebrate the upcoming launch of Alpha 4 Welcome to Nyx with our first ever Twitch drop event. From November 20th through December 3rd, tune into any drop-enabled Star Citizen stream for a total of 4 hours to unlock a Geist Epoch armor set. McQuee. What is that? Feminine noun. Okay. French word epoch pronounced epoch, emphasizes on the second syllable, rhymes with words like poke and pock in French pronunciation. Okay. It's French. It's thinking really fucking hard here.
Epoch.
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 If that's how you really pronounce it. Epoch. Where we go here. So the Epoch armor set, complete with suit of backpack. It's all free. It's the perfect time to jump in and explore Nyx and gear for adventure. You got to link your account. You got to link your Twitch account to your RSI account. Some people aren't exactly thrilled about that. And you got to link your Twitch account. And linked account settings, when you see options to Google and Twitch, click your Twitch button to redirect you to Twitch login page. Log into your Twitch account, authorize connect when prompted. So, got some snow. We don't have any snow. It's just cold out here. Oh my god. It looks like it's fairly dry snow. Not very moist. You can tell by all the wind blowing the snow everywhere. Nah, he's I'm trying to remember where Jonelle is. Not Norway. He's not that far north. I know he's kind of like that kind of Northern Europe continental area. Not Switzerland. Dutch, Danish, kind of that area. Are you in Norway? He's not Polish. Yeah, you'd have to be in Norway if you're not Russian. Oh, he is a Swede. Oi. There we go. So you got Twitch drops and tells you how to do it. And you can unlink your account if you want to. After you get the drop. Do I need Twitch Prime to be eligible? No. Anybody can get it. Finland would have been another good answer. So the Geist armor Epoch, Aztalin helmet Epoch. I know. I think I already have my Twitch account linked for like using the community hub on Star Citizen. So I probably will I'll get this armor on my main account just to have it. All right, so there you go. There's kind of what we're looking at. They've also made changes to the injury system on one of the previous patches. Let's see, which one is it? I was going to talk about this. Yes, player injury pass. Intention with this update is to make injuries reflective of time spent in combat and act as warnings when you need to rest and restore. The amount of damage to get injury has been increased for each body part around 1.5 times. Reduced how much max HP reduction you get from initial injuries. So I think tier 3 injuries now reduce less max HP, so they're less bothersome. They're just kind of like, hey, you know, you've been injured, not time to start worrying about it. Removed RNG chance for injuries to occur. Injuries now have binary trigger threshold. So when CIG first did the medical thing with injuries would only apply when you got downed. If you ran out of hit points and went to the down state and you got woke back up, you get an injury. Some random injury. And then apparently people didn't quite like that, or CIG didn't like it. So they made it random. Just getting shot anywhere on your body had a chance to apply an injury. The more damage you took, the more likely the chance of you getting injured. But some of you probably experienced that where you're going through like the ASD facilities and you just get like you get hit with like an SMG round from across the hallway or something, or across the room, and suddenly you just have a tier 3 injury. You're like, the hell was that all about? Or you get shot with a pistol. So yeah, so it looks like CIG is doing away with that, and it's probably going to be hit point based. So the more damage you take, the more you're in combat, the more you've been shot, the more likely you're going to get... Well, it's not going to be likely. It's going to be like you're guaranteed to get an injury after getting shot in a body part a certain number of times, I believe. From what... If I'm reading this correctly. Just getting tapped a bunch of time in the arm. And then what else? So what was the update to the launcher? Because the launcher is 2.10.2, right? I just updated. But they have 2.10.1 in the patch notes here. Okay, so they just edited. We're excited to share RSI Launcher 2.10.2. FreeFly allows users to know game package to access game FreeFly for the launcher. Warning and agreements for improvement specific per channel. Star Engine logo on loader settings are about section. Clickable path on game settings give you straight access to your game folder. Fixed issues, LCH 2369, error code 1905 when launching the game. Known issues, some users encounter flicker launcher background, which you can probably mitigate by turning off accessibility settings. Launcher sometimes fails to create star system live folders from user, leading to error 2000 or 5008. Error 5010. Try creating the folder manually and running the launcher as administrator. Error code 1030. Launching suppresses screensaver. Oh, these are like known issues. Issue 1958. Never-ending download loop. Please report issue. We're encountering trouble investigating it. And then we have another issue, 2229. We're investigating network of error 5008. Please report your issue here. Any additional feedback you provide to the Spectrum thread? RSA Launcher 2.0 log file, compound get logs, application set under C, username, username, app data, roaming, RSA Launcher logs. And then we have like workarounds here. So they had to, if I remember correctly, they released like launcher version 2.10.1, and then they had to roll back to 2.10 or something, and then they have like 2.10.2 that were released. They had to roll back because some people were having problems launching the game. Alright, so we got that. We talked about the patch notes. We talked about SE testing chats. 4.4 is probably going to go live today. Maybe tomorrow, Friday. Engineering preview is going to be open to Wave 1 testers on the Friday, so maybe when that gets released, we'll probably try that out. Do we have access to it? No. So I have no desire to log into the PTU. If we're just going to release Star Citizen. 2 Wave 1 testers. Eh. And apparently Valve is also releasing a new console. Steam Deck version 2. That 4.4 was going live on the 20th. No, apparently to the mission. No, not the mission. Apparently, according to the testing chat, it's going live today or tomorrow. I mean, it says potentially live release today, but, you know, Star Citizen. Let's see what we get in here. And we're in. All right, so what do we got on us? We're using the kill shot. I don't particularly care for the kill shot. It has a weird cadence. Yeah, this means I'm gonna have to redo my inventory. All right, where the heck am I? I should have stuff here if I'm at... oh, we're at Crusader. That's right, we hooked up with EXO, and we did some missions. Yes. We're also preparing a new 4.4 build for release later today. Right? Is that a live candidate? Right? I mean, release could be live, right? We're on track to opening a new engineering tech preview this morning to Wave 1 testers. We're planning on running this test on Friday. We're also preparing a new 4.4 PT release later today. I mean, like, I read that as, like, a live release? Is that my understanding? Am I just wrong in reading that? Hello? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, cool. Like, none of these work? There we go. Found one that works.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I think we came over here with Exodus, so we have no ships. Absolutely none. Dun, 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 dun. It said P2, right? We're also preparing a new 4.4 P2 build for release later today. Is that a P2 build? Okay, so maybe I'm reading that wrong. It's a P2 build, not a live release. Oh well.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the
I don't have anything over here though.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
I can think of the warden. It's got a good quantum drive.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again. Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
We'll store that,
Has been moved to our storage.
and then we'll get to the hangar. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get the Vanguard out.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Oh, wait a minute, I had the Adventure Titan here the entire time.
Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again.
Ah, and it just appeared! No elevator. Awesome. Dun, 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 dun. I love it when they just pop into place like that. Saves me a bunch of effort. Are the wings really out on this thing and the landing gear's down? Okay, so we have a double door. Okay, now I don't. This thing also has hilarious power problems. Every heavy fighter has hilarious power problems. Alright, where are we at? Okay, Orison right there. So I can probably just warp to... just to get out of this area. And engage. Let's go a couple gigameters, a couple goth mommies. The shallow field station. It's like building a sports car but putting an engine electric bike into it. There we go. Head back over to R-Corp. Alright, so what are people complaining about today in the general chat of forums? We have a blank thread here. That's 404 not found. No missions for People Alliance. Oh, that's People Alliance Bluesky. In the P2 I've noticed there are no missions for People Alliance. The CFP are here for some reason as our Citizens for Prosperity. Headhunters are, but no People's Alliance contracts. I want an alternative to working with legally distinct Navy. With a legally distinct Navy. That's actually pretty funny. I thought that's pretty cute. All right, how about some green tea today? Because I do have some green tea left over from years ago. Should probably drink up. Ooh, that is some green tea. All right, wheeling back over. That'd be way more interesting to have two alternative paths, one with anti-UE and People's Alliance, and one with pro-UE with legally distinct Navy. Why can't we live in the People's Alliance values and shades of gray, completely dead in the water? I didn't come to Nyx to fight the man on its behalf. True. Which is why they retconned Ruin Station, give it to R&R instead of X Xenothreat, or maybe it come later. Anyways, I'm like, when I'm in Nyx, I don't want to work for Hurston Child. For the Hurston Child, our pirate group of back ops of the UE. Who was the legally distinct UE Navy in Nyx? Intersect. Yeah, Intersect. They're basically the defense contractors for the Navy. They hire that butt waggle. You can't do missions with People Alliance yet, and we want to do them fully aware of narrative. Nyx, how important the PA is. God damn it, Vertigo! Why would you do that? There it is. With the goals 1.0, focus on getting main guild factions in, is why you have now see Dead Saints, FTL, and Intersect Defense Solutions. The reason being, these help us push us towards 1.0, help get the stage set for Rep version 2 comes in. Sorry, Dead Saints, FTL, whoever FTL, I can't remember what FTL is. Intersect Defense Solutions. FTL is like one of the hauling people, isn't it? So there you go. So they do want to do People Alliance missions. They're working on the big players first. How close are we? We're almost there.
Quantum travel complete.
Mark 2. Hey, let's go to Bajini Point. We have to cool down first, though. No memes today? No, we have plenty of memes in the Discord. Here's one that I remember. I tried typing neurodivergence, but of course my phone remembers that one time I typed neuro D's nuts. This is the classic. Look at those tiny little hands. I will not be your father. There's a Star Wars meme. That meme is probably older than I am. I love this one because it's a reference to like the Seattle freeze. I'm ready to think of the previous. I'm ready to take things to the previous level. In time, I think we become acquaintances, maybe even strangers. Oops. Did I just crash out? I think I just did. Star Citizen. Was that you? I think it was. Star Citizen, yeah. I think I just crashed out of Star Citizen. I was all tabbed out doing stuff and things. Star Citizen does not like alt tabbing anymore. Let's see here. Well, it's not using a lot of system resources, and it's blacked. I don't think it's responding. Yeah, this is not responding. No. I mean, verifying doesn't really do anything here. But anyways, I wanted to read this shit. Crazy phenomenon. If it worked, companies would be using it to make a killing in it. They? Remote viewing, dowsing, oil prospects, all-res homeopathy, remote prayer, health and care cost reduction, astrology, tarot, crystal energy, astrology, tarot, financial business planning, crystal energy, regular energy, curses, hexes, the military, relativity, GPS devices. They're using it. Quantum electronics, semiconductor circuit design. Eventually, arguing that these things work means that arguing that modern capitalism isn't that ruthlessly profit-focused. Also, I love this one. Designed with gamers in mind. Look, he's got a tramp stamp. Designed with activists in mind. Yes, as Asmir likes this one. Here we have a cactus. Of course, I love those. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's introduce you to fuck everyone else's eyes 3000 welding hood. It's a welding hood covered in little mirrors. There we go. There's some memes for Jonelle. Actually, I used to do some welding back when I was a mechanic, and let me tell you, the number of people that would love to weld without helmets was way too damn high. Oh, you don't need eye shades. You just need to close your safety squints, right? Just look away. Just close your eyes and look away while you're doing some tack welds. You don't need a helmet. Mm-hmm. Good way to fuck up your eyesight. Not using welding shades. Good way to fuck up the eyesight of everyone else in the fucking shop, too. Like, they have special curtains designed to block the UV light that comes off the welding. Just to protect bystanders. But we have guys just strike up a weld anywhere in the shop, and probably why I have some like fucked up spots in my eyeballs that I can see if I'm really tired. I can see like little dark spots on my eyeballs. And we're back. Cool. So we want to go to ArcCorp? No. I want to go to Bajini Point. Weld these nuts. I need to figure out where the goddamn cargo ships are, because I want to do a few Kovalix deliveries. Just a few. Not many. Oh no, we're timing out somebody? That's illegal. Why are you doing this to... Why are you doing this to us? Well, we'll see you later. Alright, so what do we need to do? We need to get access to this damn place. Why is my character, like, almost blacking out? It's like, well, it's 13 Gs for it to go with acceleration. Oh, other way.
Landing gear deployed. Proximity alert in. Proximity alert in. Landing complete. Launch complete. Proximity alert overhead. Proximity alert deck. Engines.
Alright, let's get out of this thing. Ah, Vanguard. I need to get rid of some of these damn heavy fighters. I got like
Welcome to the
2
ASOP
heavy fighters, I think, in my inventory, and they're both kind of suck. The Vanguard especially, like, I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with that thing. I think I need to reset my spawn point. We'll check out the thing.
Something more serious. Getting the right treatment. Use one of our convenient self-check-in trans to just start treatment now. Available at every.
Let's see, Seraphim Clinic. Okay, so let's transfer to Bajini. Cool beans. Well, it's almost Friday, Jonelle. It's Thursday. Sorry, hun, it's Thursday. S-H-I-T. Tomorrow will be Friday. But, you know, this would be a great time to leave HC Virgo on the laptop, lay down in bed, and just kind of relax for a bit. Maybe warm up a burrito in the microwave. Turn the heat up, right? Just lay there relaxing. You also do have the C1 Spirit here. Da, 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 da. Nah, I understand. I used to work on the weather all the time back when I was a mechanic, and boy, when the weather was good, it was good. But when the weather was bad, it sucks. Hey, Marcus. Maybe, Jonelle, it's time for a vacation to someplace warm. Have you thought about the Bahamas? Have you thought about the what is it? The Spain. All the Brits love going to Spain, right? No, I don't want to go there. I want to go. Yes. So we can do these 2 missions. Seraphim. Well, this one would be nice. Aluminum by Genie. Port Tressler, nah. There is like an arc or thingy down here. This is all rookie shit. Nah, I don't want to do that. Port Tressler, aluminum. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. All these member rank ones are pretty garbo. Ooh, baked potato and burgers. There you go. But one of the core memories I have of being a mechanic, being a field service mechanic for a forklift company, was repairing forklifts at SeaTac Airport, one of the biggest airports in Washington State. I don't know how it ranks up. It's probably like one of the top 5 biggest airports on the West Coast. Probably behind like LHX or something. LAX. It's up there, one of the major airports on the West Coast. And I didn't have security clearance to work inside the warehouse, so I had to work out in the parking lot. And the airport has absolutely no windbreaks. So it's always blowing. The wind is always blowing on the airfield because you got jets moving all over the place. And it was in the middle of goddamn winter. It was snowing. It was cold. I was working on forklifts on the outside. And I had to put cardboard down because you work on your side changing oil. And the heat from the forklift plus the heat from your body would melt the snow and it become like a puddle underneath you. And so you put cardboard down to help insulate, keep the snow from melting. And what else? And I had to start stacking up because I had these boxes filled with cans with like 1-quart bottles of oil, and I'd stack them up underneath the truck to prevent wind from blowing over me while I was on my side changing oil. And your hands are cold, so you're constantly dropping stuff. You know, you're covered in like oil, kind of warmish oil. And your hands are cold and kind of cramped up from the cold, and you're constantly dropping like little parts and tools in the snow. It was miserable. I don't miss those days. I don't miss those days at all. I don't want to do multi-drop-off. These multi-drop-off things barely work. Delivered to Arc 2. Well, we could do that with our bigger ship. That's a rookie rank, though. Sea Point, delivered to Arc 2. $50,000. I'm pretty sure I could do like a smaller delivery. Or even more. Do I have my,
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
what do you think? Like, it's whatever. Like, it's free stuff. Some people are kind of pissy about Twitch being, like, a thing. Well, Twitch has been a thing for, like, almost 20 years now. 15 years. You know, back when it was Justin TV. Same with YouTube. YouTube's been on the streaming thing for about 10 years now. Every other video game company has Twitch drops. It's free stuff. And it doesn't even impact the game that much. It's just if you want the drip in game. Okay, so it's at Area 18. I need to go down to A18 to get my C2. So I guess we'll load the C1 up with some stuff. So if you want it, you have to link your account, right? And some people are like, well, there's security issues linking my RSI account to the Twitch account. True. That is a concern for some people, and I will acknowledge that. You could also just buy it off somebody, right? In-game for credits, right? There's UEX, there's trade sites that exist, so you could buy this. Someone else could go through it, and some of these assholes have spent so much money on Star Citizen, they could just afford to buy an alt account just to get the goddamn armor, not worry about compromising their main accounts. No, we're not gonna do that. But some people have a real hard-on for streaming in general. Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, everything, just streaming. They don't like the culture. That was loud and obnoxious. So we want to go from Bajini to Riker, so we're going to accept this guy. Do a small grade. Me, I could take it or leave it. The armor looks okay. It's kind of blue and gold. Blue, purple, gold-ish kind of thing. It was some nice... It's got some nice embellishments on it. The armor... Like I said, the armor doesn't look bad. I think it's like... It looks like light or medium armor. I think it's light armor, because it's the Geist armor. The helmet's actually really nice. Probably never wear it. Probably one of those things I stuff into a mannequin. Just for kind of like, for people to look at. Where'd you get this armor? I was Twitch drops years ago. Bluesky points. Riker. It's kind of a nothing burger, really, the Twitch drops. It's not going to give you any... It doesn't look like the armor has any sort of stats on it that are, like, must-have. It's just fashion. That's all it is. It looks nice. I'll give it that. To Riker. And, of course, we all know the true endgame for any MMO is fashion. Right? True, you get streamers who pursue certain... You get streamers who pursue certain gameplay in order to go viral, in order to create content that makes them more successful on platforms. So I will acknowledge that. Some people realize just how powerful drama is to get noticed. And so they end up creating even more drama within a certain space to make themselves more watchable. Because some people like hate watching. You know, there's certain content creators out there that are popular simply because people hate them, and they watch them all the time. Kind of like Destiny and was it Hasanabe? Those two guys hate each other so much, but they watch each other's content all the time because everybody likes watching them hate each other. SU to Bajini to Riker. Me, hell, I could probably do a lot better if I was a huge asshole. Creating more hate content. But I like to sleep at night, though. But the damage has been done. I don't blame streamers for that. Like, a single streamer is not going to... Zini to Riker. A single streamer is not going to cause that sort of thing. That's like multiple you have multiple players who basically hold the same opinion. Multiple players. You see that with, like, Battlefield, where, like, Reddit has a certain opinion. Everybody blames Reddit. To Riker. We should have a lot of this stuff. These small grades are very... You can stack them all. First rise for Genie. To Riker Memorial. Yeah, you can keep stacking these. Genie to Riker deliveries. They're all rookies, though. You think CIG keeps changing the flight model because of complaining streamers and not at all? No. There's people who've been complaining. There's been content creators that have been complaining about the flight model for a very long time. CIG got a shit ton of feedback from the player base when they changed the flight model. And a lot of it was from some content creators, especially kind of the PvP crowd, which did not like the master modes. So unless CIG's listening to very specific streamers, I doubt it's certain streamers leading the charge on the flight model. I think it's CIG just kind of doing their own thing. Do we even have... Collect sins from GD Point, deliver to... Yeah, 3 of the same... Yeah, that's not gonna work. Collect sims from Arc 1, Wide Forest Station, delivered to Arc 3, Lagrange Point Station. That's a junior rank. Alright, well, let's just get the C1 out and start loading this crap up.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Blah, blah, blah. But I do think, and I've done this before, where I tend to kind of oversell my likes and dislikes
Your vehicle has been delivered
for the sake of comedy. But sometimes you'll have streamers who do that too. They kind of they make a mountain out of a molehill for the sake of like either comedy or just for content. Why did I do that twice?
Stand by. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Whatever. But sometimes streamers make they make something bigger into something that's bigger than it actually is. Ah, yes, I knew that was going to happen. Alright, well, back to the lobby. Nice to see that bug still exists. Alright. FTL.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has please visit us again.
And then we have to go to the hangar. And there was a constellation in my hangar. Briefly. What the hell was that all about?
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So yeah, here we go. War King brings this up. Sometimes people blame streamers for causing things to happen in their games, when in reality it's like the majority of the player base thinks kind of the same thing. I've seen it before. Like, people like in Star Citizen blame streamers for like the new flight model or something, or nerfs or buffs or something. And in reality, it's like the player base didn't like the thing. You know, people blame streamers for like Master Mode, and it's just like a lot of the PvP streamers didn't like Master Modes. Hell, I didn't much care for Master Modes too when it released. I still don't really. But Master Modes fixed a very, very core problem in Star Citizen. Well, it's two core problems. Chris Roberts wants a very cinematic experience, which means he wants you to be able to see the ship you're fighting, which means that ships need to get closer to like actually fight each other with their laser cannons. If you go look at like a lot of Chris Roberts' old games, you can kind of see what he's going for like engagement distance, like Wing Commander 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're dogfighting in those games, you're actually pretty close to whoever you're shooting at. And that's what, and with the previous flight model before Master Mode, you were pretty far away when you're shooting at targets. Another problem with the previous flight model was how easy it was for newer or inexperienced players to slip outside weapons range and not realize it. They don't want bad press. I mean, yeah, that's a valid take too, as well. I don't know if that's CIG specific or other companies have the exact same thing when streamers start taking flack. But that's also kind of like there's an anecdote I remember. The writer from The Expanse was booting up Star Citizen, and he noticed his web camera turned on when he booted up Star Citizen for the first time. And he went to Twitter and he posted something about how he's never going to play Star Citizen ever again because it's spying on him. And what it was, that CIG had a thing with face. Remember face tracking? Face over IP? That's the thing that Star Citizen has as a feature. CIG turned that on by default, so it would always activate your webcam when you booted up Star Citizen. And of course, some people not wanting their webcam turned on while they're playing a video game took exception to that. And because it was a fairly famous person that had taken objection to this, CIG fixed it immediately. So that face cam didn't immediately turn on when you booted up Star Citizen for the first time. And so usually it just requires some famous person to have a problem with Star Citizen, and then CIG fixes something. You know, what was it? CIG, Shroud was playing Star Citizen, and CIG sent Shroud like a birthday message or something. Happy birthday, Shroud, on Twitter. I think that was the first time they ever wished someone a happy birthday, to my recollection. You just gotta play Star Citizen, and you get a birthday message from Robert Space Industries. And you have to be really popular on Twitch, too, and they send you a birthday message. So it kind of gives you an idea where their priorities are. As long as they can... I'm trying to think of the rudest way to put this. Gold diggers. Clout chasers. They're that girl in, like... They're that girl in high school that only hangs out with other popular girls in high school. That's always chasing clout. I can't remember who it was. Shroud, or I think it was Shroud. They sent a birthday message to. CIG fixes the fun bugs. Vertigo, you must be famous. I must be. They have like someone that sits down and watches me all day just to make sure they catch all the fun bugs, right? And to be fair, I've seen some Shroud streams. I don't think Shroud likes the very slow pace of Star Citizen. If you want to get into PvP, like especially back before Pyro was, I think Shroud was playing Star Citizen before the release of Pyro. If you want to fight other players reliably, like, there is no real guaranteed loop besides just ganking people. It's not like Battlefield where you launch a mode, you launch into the game, and you're immediately fighting other players. There's a lot of preparation and searching that goes into it. Yeah, so immersive sims aren't exactly the best for like Twitch shooting. Not exactly pulse pounding action. You never heard of Shroud? Okay, well that's fine. May not be your cup of tea then. Oh no! No! Ran myself over. Farming Simulator 25 instead. Well, eventually we're gonna get farming in Star Citizen one of these days. 1 by 1 per hour. I know, right? I'm just doing this to grind rep. This is basically what you're gonna do if you're gonna be grinding rep in Star Citizen for like cargo hauling. I only plan to do a few of these. If only the main tractor beam was a lot more reliable. The fuck is that sound? Alright, so Borkware. Hey, Borkware. Yeah, everybody remember farming was going to be a thing in Star Citizen at some point in time? Years and years and years and years ago. Let's see, your Star Citizen. I don't know if I have it. Ah, here we go. This fucking old ass PowerPoint presentation from 2015, I think. Salvage. Farming was supposed to be in 3.3. Farming rescue. 4.0 is supposed to be joint point. We actually got that. Science and research was supposed to be in there. We're going to get crafting eventually. And researching some point after that. Where you get to research blueprints and shit. I know, right? Get a crash. Every time, I know, right? I'm slightly nervous every time I, like... I'll tab out now. I could have taken a bigger delivery mission. What do you mean farming is in Star Citizen? I think farming would be like... where you actually have a plot of land and you plant stuff and then you collect the stuff after it's... That's kind of farming, right? In my mind. I mean, there's collection where you can go out and collect... reagents, like fruits and vegetables. The farms and the science labs, where I think that's what CIG thinks. Really? Are they? I mean, they have, like, outposts with, like, farms in them. I mean, I guess? I mean, you can technically check that box. Oh my god, this is gonna take fucking hours, isn't it? Oh my shit, Lord Christ. I think I took too many deliveries. Onyx and outposts. I mean, well, technically, yeah, running around collecting armor pieces is technically farming in an MMO. When I think of farming, I think of, like, growing vegetables, right? Cabbages. All right, Jonelle, have a good night, man. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Rest up. And no, I'm going to be ending today around noon. We got the guy coming over to hook up the new internet. And we're probably going to be streaming on the new internet tomorrow, unless there's a huge problem, in which case... it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting month. Does Amarath play Star Citizen? Probably have touched it briefly. There we go. Oh, Amaranth. She's a streamer. Doesn't she do like a lot of like hot tub streams and pools with bikinis and doing like squats in front of a camera for tips and donations? I have to be very careful how I describe her streams because I could get banned from Twitch. She does things for a male audience, right? I hear men and boys between the ages of 13 to 25 really enjoy her streams. Did she have with OnlyFans? I'm pretty sure she did. I mean, hey, if you got the looks and you have the audience, might as well like create an OnlyFans account. Or at least I got a couple 4SU boxes out of this. Makes it a little less odious. Well, Marcus, that's perfectly okay on this channel. You do you, boo. With a moo-moo here and moo-moo there, here, moo there, everywhere, moo-moo. Old Mick Vertigo had a farm. If Vertigo had a farm, what would I have on that farm? I don't know. Probably dogs or cats or something. Be like that version of like a crazy old cat lady. Just have cats fucking everywhere. Is there some male OnlyFans? Who was that? One of the YouTubers started an OnlyFans. He made like a mint off of it too. Jake Paul or something? Logan Paul? One of the Paul brothers. Started an OnlyFans and he made a shit ton of money off of it. Didn't Markiplier do that as well? Or something? Or did he put out like a... I don't know. I can't remember. I don't follow these people very closely. I can do cows. Why not? Raise them for their meat. Some Kobe beef. Mmm. Delicious. God! Missed me with that crap. I don't think they've done a very good job with the chip sounds. Ashman, they might follow you through if you're OnlyFans of a Twitch account. I mean, I do have an OnlyFans account. That's how I keep track of my ex-girlfriends. That's a joke, folks. That's a joke. Alright, we're almost done here. I mean, maybe I could sell my bathwater. Comes with, like, inoculated with some back hair, so you can use it as, like, dental floss. Ugh. I don't think that's a space. I can put stuff in. Is that... Can I put stuff in there? No, it doesn't latch. Alright, so the last... Man, I scheduled this pretty good. Unloading is probably going to be faster than loading. Oh, that's right. This area closes back here, so I do have to be careful. Why did I do that? There we go. I can't remember. What's her fucking name? She's a cutie, though. I'll give her that.
Engines on. Launch complete. Alert. Front crash close. Landing gear up.
Will I go to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Yes. I will be going to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Roxanne Wolf. I think every content creator will go to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo just to kind of see what's there. I'm not Delphine, yes. Belle Delphine. It's been... last I heard of her, she was...
Crash close.
She had, like, some, on Twitter. Years and years ago, last I heard of her.
Shields on. Shields off.
She set up like a photo shoot, like in a forest near her house or something, with her boyfriend. And she posted some pictures on Twitter, and it was pretty clear that there was a penis going into the vagina.
Quantum travel.
Right? Like the level of censorship on there was not, it was like just this tiny little thin bar like Microsoft Paint or something. I'm like, yep, that's a penis, that's her vagina. And the censorship did not help at all. So it's one of those things where I like tabbing out every so often to go read like a social media post, and it's just like, I don't want adult content on my official account. That way I can log into my official account and just have like streaming news and like gaming news and whatnot. And so I don't want adult content in my feed. Because if I end up with something like Belle Delphine on my feed, who just does not use the appropriate level of censorship on her OnlyFans photos.
Quantum travel complete.
I mean, good for her, right? She's making money off stuff she enjoys with somebody she loves, so go for it, right? We're trying to be very sex positive these days, I think, but yeah, so there was that, and it was kind of really rapey, right? Because she had posted some, like, a little story, a little blurb next to it, and had her husband with her, or boyfriend with her hands around her throat, and it was, like I said, the story was she had posted with the photos that were not appropriately censored for, like, posting on social media sites. Rather rapey, but even by my standards, and I'm like, oof, that's kind of some rape fantasy stuff going on here. I don't know if I care for that. Getting taken out into the woods and used. That was the last I heard of her. That was like years ago. Don't judge her. Nah, I'm gonna judge. I will judge. I'm sorry. I was raised differently. Maybe our girls and daughters and wives and sisters shouldn't be like. I mean, yeah, it's lucrative if you've won the genetic lottery. It's pretty lucrative. Maybe we shouldn't have our daughters or sisters, our mothers, our aunts. Maybe they shouldn't be like kind of shoved towards sex work as a valid career by men. It's primarily men that consume this stuff. Yeah, sure, there's some lesbians and bisexual women, you know, that like that kind of stuff, but still.
Alert.
You know, you can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer, or you can become a sex worker. I mean, sure, OnlyFans is a lot safer than the traditional sex work. Fine, I'll give you that, but, you know, you're not going out whoring your body out to John's and on this, you know, Aurora Avenue in Seattle, getting all sorts of sexually transmitted diseases and, you know, getting your ass kicked by a pimp. But I'm thinking that maybe there's better things to do with your life other than, like, selling pictures of your naked body. You know, you could become an astronaut. You could become a teacher. You could become a lawyer. You could become a politician. The sky's the limit, but yet you were born with a nice ass and big tits, so you chose sex work. Well, that's same with Ashman, same with like any content creator, believe it or not. The number of people on Twitch, right? I'm trying to remember. There was more streamers than viewers on Twitch. It was like 3 years ago I saw this. Tim Busey, I think, posted this information. Someone did like a survey of how many channels went live on Twitch versus how many viewers there were across the entire platform. And apparently there was more streamers than viewers on Twitch. And If you had more than 10 average viewers, you were in the top like 5% on Twitch. So everybody wants to be a content creator, but almost nobody can make it. The market is saturated. And in order to stand out, you have to make a lot of noise, or you have to be like good looking, you know, relatively handsome, beautiful or something. You have to have like conventional beauty standards have to be in your favor. It ain't easy. It ain't easy making money on Twitch. And there's like the people that actually make money on Twitch, you know, enough money to actually like buy a house in America, you know, for the, you know, American dream. Afford a house and a car and whatnot is very, very, very small. Twitch is not a very bad side hustle. Like if you want to stream occasionally, turn some guys like Paul Shelley, the Astropub, he's got a day job plus he streams on Twitch. It's like a second job to him. And he does YouTube content. I don't know how the fuck he does it. So it ain't easy. Same with YouTube. There's more people who want to create content on YouTube than there are people who want to view it. Or just kind of how it goes. Well, I think, isn't his editor his wife or something? I can't remember. But yeah, editors are really nice in that regard. I mean, like, Paul's getting help. That's how a lot of TV shows and, like, news anchors and whatnot work. You have a team behind you. Guys like Stephen Colbert. Who else? Late Show. Like, a lot of these Late Show hosts and whatnot. Comedy Central. They usually have, like, a team of writers and editors doing jokes and gags for them in the background. Help make things funny. Yep, the Valve machines, Steam machines. It looks like it's going to be like a small entry-level PC. You know, it's not the Steam handheld. It's gonna be a thing. I don't know if Valve is designing to compete with like PlayStation and Xbox, or Nintendo. I mean, they could in theory. Valve has enough money; they could just be like the next Nintendo if they wanted to. Wireless VR headset, yeah, VR headset. So you're gonna have to have a battery pack on you, but it's gonna make like room VR a lot more convenient because I've done room VR before at a friend's house, and that wiring kind of limits you because you have to be careful not to step on the wiring, get the wiring wrapped around you. I mean, sure, you got like just the power supply and the, you got the headphones. You can have a wireless set of headphones. with a battery and whatnot. That's kind of something I was wondering about. Like, could we just get like a battery pack we can wear and some wireless bullshit? Alright, and the nice thing about this is I can just swing the stuff into here. And I gotta make sure this seam here is good to go. You know, they did make a Half-Life Alyx, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, they actually made another Half-Life game. It wasn't Half-Life 3, but it was another Half-Life game. Oh my god, my frame rate there. But it was another Half-Life game. Props to them. Head crab. They did a plushie one. A plushie head crab a long time ago. I remember seeing him at like some video game expos, PAX, Penny Arcade Expo. Valve can only make cliffhangers. Great. All right, contracts. All right, so we're going to submit that. Oh, none of them actually completed properly. Submit. You motherfuckers. Thank God these delivery missions have the submit button. Alright, so how do we do on rep there? Kovalix, how are we doing? Well, we're just a little over there. How is Headhunters doing for the on the Frontier Fighters? So they're up to 79, okay, so there's 600,000 ahead of Citizens for Prosperity. Gotcha. All right, let's put this thing away. You want more of a new Left 4 Dead game? Honestly, like, Left 4 Dead was pretty decent back in the day. At least the first one. And then the second one released, like, really close to the first one. It was bizarre. I can't remember what the difference between the two was. It was like almost a year and a half or something. But Left 4 Dead 2 was alright. But kind of like at a certain point, like I got tired of zombie games. Because there was like a period in like the 2000s when everybody and their mother was like releasing a zombie game of some kind.
Engines off. Landing complete.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been replaced with
And then we can do some bigger cargo hauling. I thought they just released an update for TF2. Or something. Tabajini, Tabajini. So I'm never doing this mission again. I found out how just awful this is. The surface elevators on moons and planets are just not worth interacting with. Do some of the bigger missions. For a supply grade. That's... yeah, Riker to Pagini. Never going to Bagnus. And there's like some crap we can do down here as well. Pagini to Arc 2. Arc 2. These are all rookies. Like, none of the really junior grade ones I want to do, and same with the members. The member grade ones and junior grade ones are just so awful.
Welcome to the ASOP
Like I said, I thought there was like an update to Team Fortress 2 recently. It wasn't much of an update, but it was there. Maybe I'm misremembering things. Oh, you know what? I should probably change the... close that, because we don't need that. Yeah, October 27th, 2025. Team Fortress fixed registration and item. Yeah. So they actually did a release, an update. Yeah, I remember reading about this. Some people who actually enjoyed Team Fortress 2 were like, hey, there's an update. All right, I wanted to change the skin from the Draco skin to something else. Probably Timberland.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Just to be different.
Your vehicle has been
Yeah, I remember playing Team Fortress 2 back in the day as well. It's a fun, goofy game to play with your friends. To goof off, and we always played it as like this little goofy game. We didn't take it too seriously. You know, we have wonderful little mods or mutators you can install, make, you know, reduce the gravity or something, and or make the projectiles go super fast. Basically make projectiles hit scan or something. Make everybody a spy. Of course, everybody plays Scout with like a rocket launcher. Hell, I remember playing the original Team Fortress before Team Fortress 2 came out, back when Team Fortress was a mod for the first Half-Life. That's how old I am. Alright, we're gonna change the library. How about... I usually use the blue and gold Invictus library, but how about the Timberland? We barely use that one from time to time. The Demo Man? Yeah, Demo Man's correct.
welcome.
The Scottish Cyclops.
Retrieval system.
Black's Scottish Cyclops.
Your vehicle, please visit us again.
We do have a... what is it? We do have an Atlas inside there, so... We can use that to speed this up. Oh, the Huntsman, yeah. I remember when the Huntsman was introduced for the first time. That thing was bullshit because it had, like, special head tracking code. Like, the projectile was, like, super big. That thing was like a headshot magnet. Like, the fucking... The projectile would curve through space and time to get headshots. It was bizarre. And of course, that was about the time everybody was adding a bow and arrow or something, a crossbow or something to their video games. Crysis did it. Team Fortress 2 did it. Battlefield did it. I think even Far Cry had like a bow and arrow in its fucking game. Far Cry 4, I think, had a bow and arrow in its game. I was so fucking sick of bow and arrows and crossbows and fucking first-person shooter games. Yes. The very first Team Fortress. You want to see what that looked like? Hold on. We're going to risk crashing to desktop doing this. I was going to be like, do you mean Team Fortress 2? No, I mean Team Fortress. Oh my god. Just fire stupidity. Yeah, because Team Fortress 2 is so popular that YouTube just is... Oh my god. Okay, so here we go. But this was the original Team Fortress. Team Fortress Classic. This was the shit back in the day. What really made your characters stand out from each other was like the grenades you carried. You probably can't even tell what the fuck you're looking at. Let me get full screen. Fucking sounds are just so nostalgic. Oh my god, the engineer slapping the turret sound effect. The medic sound effects. Yeah, that's enough of that. We're not going to make you all suffer through through that garbage. But yeah, I remember playing that back in the day. Ah, the Timberland skin. It's actually not bad, like green and orange. It's not brilliant, but it's not terrible. Yep, we've come a long, long way. So yeah, that was just like you bought... That was like modding scene back in the day. Like, you'd buy a game. Oh my god. We're rocking and rolling. You buy a game, and then the community that played the game would make new games for the game you bought. So you get, like, even more value from the... So you'd go down to a website, you download a mod that would completely change how the base game played. There was a bunch of stuff that came out of, like, the original Half-Life Deathmatch. Right? Counter-Strike, Day of Defeats, probably other couple other modes. Same with, like, Arma. Arma actually started the Battle Royale genre. Basically. With PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Whee! Let's take us up to Baijini. Ooh. Ah, we're good to go. You still have floppy disks. The only game that I think I have still left on floppy disk is like a really old version of like Maxis, which was like Sim Planet. Maybe I have like an old copy of Wing Commander on floppy disk, Descent or something. Maybe like the very first Descent. I can't remember. I have to go check my my storage. Yeah, I don't think I have any more floppy disks, 3.5 floppy disks anymore. And up we go. I wouldn't imagine Doom, the original. I mean, unless it was like a sealed copy with like the box and everything. There are people who pay to collect like boxes, the original boxes the games came in. So if it had a sealed box with everything in it that's never been opened, still in like the shrink wrap, it'd probably be worth a little bit to a collector. Probably a couple $100 at least.
Launch complete. Alert. Front crash close. Alert. Port crash close. Landing gear up.
Commodore 64 games, Jesus Christ. Those like 5.5-inch floppies, those big fucking discs. That's the save icon for just about every game that exists. The kids these days, they don't know what the save icon means.
Alert. Deck crash.
Hell, I remember the time they switched over from the big boxes to the little box.
Crash close.
And everybody was kind of pissy about it because the little boxes didn't have like the full color manuals in it. Because when you bought one of the big box games, you got a bunch of stuff with it. You got a big old manual that came with it sometimes. It would be like almost like, well, some like the older ones would be black and white. But I remember when they started releasing like actual full color manuals, like StarCraft and whatnot, they really had like good production values for like the manuals that came with it. You'd have like keyboard guides. You have like a little pamphlet that showed you what all the quick keys did on the keyboard. So you could have like a quick reference sheet, like, okay, what button do I push to turn on my torch, my light? Oh, it's T, or something. Back in those days, not every game had like the same controls. They were still trying to figure out how games were being controlled back in those days. There was a serious fight in real-time strategy games between like the left mouse button and the right mouse button. There was like severe arguments over which button, what button does what in the game, and there was preferences. There was like fan bases for like the right mouse button or left mouse button, and I was there for that fight. And some games had to cater to both crowds, where you had options. You could select. Did the left mouse button select units in the field, and then you like right-clicked off them to deselect them, or did you left-click on the ground?
Travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I also remember when games added like attack move. RTS strategy games added attack move. I think it was like Warcraft 2 or something. Finally added like the ability to attack move. You can select some units and then you click at the A button and then you click on the ground somewhere and your units would attack anything on the way to that move command. As opposed to like Warcraft Orcs versus Humans, where if you wanted to attack a unit, you either had to wait for it to come into range and your units would just automatically attack, or you had to like click on the unit you wanted to attack. You'd have to select the unit you wanted to do the damage, and then you click the A button on your keyboard, or you click the attack button. I don't even think Orcs vs. Human had hotkeys, but you had to click the attack button while you had the unit selected, and then you had to click on what you wanted to attack. It was really clunky. Back in my day, our RTS games were actually required strategy. Yep, arrow keys. AWS. Eventually, we figured out the WASD, WASD. A long time ago, was the arrow keys were like movement keys on your keyboard, and if you wanted to strafe, because you had the option to either use like the keyboard only or the mouse, and the game that kind of codified that in my mind was System Shock, because System Shock had this weird mouse movement system where you can hold down like the right mouse button and then you can push your mouse forward and your character would start to walk forward, and then you can push your mouse like to left or right. You can actually turn your character with your mouse, and you can hold down like 2 mouse buttons at the same time and your character would strafe, and you can click on like the UI had certain pictures you can click on to like change the stance of your character to like lean. It was bizarre, to say the least, how System Shock did its thing. But you also have to realize that like Myst and Riven was around the same time. So you had a big portion of the player base playing video games that had like been doing point-and-click adventures, and System Shock had a control scheme that actually catered to that type of player base. It was just kind of bizarre how System Shock handled its movement system. Like, yeah, you could play with just the keyboard if you wanted to. And if you wanted to, like, strafe, like, the WASD keys are, like, move forward, move backwards, strafe left, strafe right, strafe left, strafe right. With the old days, it was move forward, move back, turn left, turn right. And you'd have to hold down, like, the shift key to strafe. Like in Doom and Wolfenstein. It was different. Do you think they'll allow players? Yes. Yes, I do. If you own a Perseus, you'll probably get access to one. If you're a content creator such as myself, you'll probably get access to one to show off. I believe it. It's something CIG does. And so I think the Perseus is going to be a very popular ship. Is it going to be an Idris killer? No, I don't think so. I don't think the Perseus has enough firepower to challenge an Idris unless it can stay outside the fire. The Idris has infinite firing arcs. If you have a fully crewed Idris versus a fully crewed Polaris, I think the Idris is going to win. No, Perseus, sorry. Perseus versus Idris. Who wins? Full crew. I think the Idris wins. Because the Idris is just going to be able to bring more firepower to bear. Even if you can stay out of the front firing arc of the Idris with the Perseus, like, I think the Idris is still going to win, simply because it's just, you're just going to have more turrets. I mean, sure, those turrets are smaller compared to the Perseus, right? Perseus is like 4 size 8s and then a bunch of size 3s. Idris has like a bunch of size 4s, I think, and then a couple size 5s if it's the Peacekeeper. I think there's one with like a couple size 6s on the front for the Idris. There's a lot more turrets on the Idris. So if you have like a full crew on the Idris, all the turrets are manned, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to kick the Perseus's ass. Just a withering hail of fire coming from the Idris. And plus, if you get in front of the Idris and it's like an M or a K or something, even a P, a fully crewed P would probably be a problem. The torpedo variant, I don't think I think the Perseus will probably be able to like avoid the torpedoes because it has PDCs. Point defense autocannons. I don't know. So here's the thing, like, the last time CIG did the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, they had new ships they released. And the new ships, I don't think were available for rental. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure they weren't. You had to buy them from the web store to fly them. All right, we're cleaned out. See, it's so much easier when I do it this way. Move that in a little bit, move that in a little bit. When we get to use the Atlas, it loads up so much quicker. Okay, we're done there. I think if it's multiple, but when you look at like Perseus's versus, you know, how much crew it takes to fully man a Perseus, it takes far less crew to fully make a Perseus fully operational than it does an Idris. And you can have more Perseuses on the field than you can have an Idris. So if you have an org versus an org fight and you have just a bunch of Perseuses versus, you know, an equal number of Idrises, I think the Perseuses may win if they can isolate and take out like the Idrises. No, I do not think the Idris will ever be rentable. That's gonna be like billions of credits to get one of those up and running. I don't know exactly how CIG is going to do it. I hope it's not going to... If they want to make a Wicklow special for the Idris, it better be like a very limited number of them. Like, it's available for like a week, and then you have to like complete like this really complicated event to actually unlock the Idris for purchase for Wicklow or some horse shit. Like, it should not be an easy grind. No, I don't think the IA is gonna have a rentable Idris. I do not. We also do some more hauling. We go to L2. L2 back. I don't think there's any member rank missions I want to do. Tungsten Corundum. I wish these two weren't aluminum. Eh. Let's close her up. So I don't think the Perseus, Polaris, or Idris will be rentable at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I think is it one of the big ships like the Polaris? Like, didn't they win like the ship showdown or something? Roxanne says the Perseus will be flyable. Usually CIG doesn't do that. It's only available for people who own it.
Engines on. Launch complete. Alert. Overhead crash close.
It's gonna be funny if CIG allows you to rent an Idris. Even the Idris P. Just absolutely funny. Alright, so we need some water and some foods. Go and exit the ship. Who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe CIG will let everyone rent the Perseus. Maybe. Get some water into us. If only there was like a trash can. Oh, there you go. That's my trash can. The problem I have with the kill shot, like the ammo's like super rare. Like you don't really find it out in the wild.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Alright, let's store this guy. Or is it Crusader?
Your vehicle
I am looking forward to the new Fleet Manager, which is going to have like a search function, and you can actually filter out ships that are not in your local area. So you got that going for it. Alright, what do we want to do? We can do some mercs. Called arms, of course. Sweep and clear location. Foxville enforcement, help protect sites. Then there was their Eckhart. No. Destroy dangerous drugs. Sure. Let's see if this one works. Last time we did this, it didn't work out for me. Oh, I still have these containers too. I need to get rid of those. Let's grab a bottle of water. Maybe more kill shot ammo. Doesn't look like we have any. But I'll take some grenade launcher ammo. Nope, we have 200 rounds right here. We'll take another 15 magazines. I'll take this grenade launcher. We also have like the Vic blade as well. Alright, so we got some grenade launcher ammo.
welcome to the ASOP
Alright.
vehicle
I remember last time we were trying to do this, we wanted to pull out a cyclone or something. Get underneath the turrets.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Please visit us again.
Let's see here. Did they change the message of the day? So test plan release later. At least it's a Friday. New PD release later today. Okay. FHC new paint Nightweave. It's all right. Nightweave library. Wait, what? What's that all about? Do they have an official thing about this? Announcements. FHC and Saber Raven in the Pledge Store. With the recent announcement of the FHC is now available for purchase without tickets, my question is, could we also have an option to buy the Saber Raven in the Pledge Store? Where the hell's that? I don't see like an update on like the FHC. Excuse me. All right. There's a vision center, rent a ship. Question show pins. Missed the previous opportunities. How can I pledge for the Anvil F8C Lightning? Previous pledges for Anvil AC Lightning require players to locate CDF F8C certificate passes. Redeem an in-game rental kiosk. These licenses were attainable during selecting game events. Starting with the IA 2955, the gold license will no longer be required. The F8C Lightning will be available to all players for pledge. Please note the F8C Lightning is still limited to one per account, so if you have previously pledged for one, you'll not be able to pledge for a second. That said, we want to celebrate two groups of players, those who've redeemed golden licenses and previously locked a pledge access, and those who've reached the qualifying concierge tier ahead of Anvil Day during IAE. If you're in either group, you receive a special commemorative Night Weaver livery, which will be distributed during Anvil Day. This paint is not giftable. Please note this road will not be retroactively applied in the future. Players who reach the qualifying concierge levels after IAE will not receive the commemorative paint. See, on one hand, CIG's like, we'll never give you the Anvil Lightning because it's just too powerful. We just can't do it. And then they change their tune, like, oh, we'll find some way to do it. We're not sure how we're going to do it, but sometime in the future, we're going to let you get, you know, an Anvil Lightning. You'll have to, like, play Squadron 42. Why did I do that? That's not what I wanted. I saw lightning and I clicked on it. And then they were like, oh, we'll just do a golden ticket event. And that's how you're going to get a F8C. On eBay for $1,700. I don't know, man. It just... I think the Saber Raven should be acquirable in game somehow. You could tactically acquire the Lightning. Like, you have to go through Wicklow to get it, and it's just a bullshit grind. And the Lightning is not that special. Like, it is not a very good ship. Which I guess kind of like counteracts the whole pay-to-win argument a little bit. You can just buy a Gladius, get good, and you can beat a Lightning in a 1v1. I wanted to get that other thing out, the Cyclone. And then what else? I don't want to fly the ship. The ship is really noisy. I guess we'll get the executive cutty out.
Your vehicle has been replaced visitors again. Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim.
2 minutes for this thing.
Please visit us again.
Yeah, well, you need a really old Intel hard drive to get one. Well, you actually just needed the code. So if you had a company that bought a bunch of the drives, you could have gotten the code from them from pretty cheap. Meridian Transit. Kovalex. Tarsus. I find it really weird that they have, like, Tumbrel, like, carved into the side of the damn thing. Like that. Klaus and Werner. Alright, let's move this thing off to the side and get, like, our cutlass out. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we were going to get some sort of NVIDIA ship. At some point. Too bad it's like the Saber Raven, right? Was for Intel. I guess Intel just didn't give a shit. To team up with like Star Citizen.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
What the hell does this thing fit into? Can I expedite that? Yes, I can.
Thank you.
So 25 seconds and we get the C1 out.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
And NVIDIA Idris. I can see that.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
3, 2, 1, and retrieve.
Your vehicle is
So yeah, like the, I didn't realize that CIG was going to start selling the F8C. Guess they're just like, fuck it, finally. They're just like, we'll just sell the fucking thing. I saw it on my other monitor, someone talking about it. A Mountain Dew javelin. Oh, God. I mean, sure, why not? A Mountain Dew javelin with like a Cheeto-themed Hornets or something. I don't know. What would go with Mountain Dew? Cheetos, right? Or Doritos or something. A Twinkie reclaimer. Hostess. Hostess makes Twinkies. So it'd be a Hostess themed reclaimer. Why the hell not? Alright, so this should fit up here. Ugh, I hate this inner door. Totally forgot about it. It doesn't open unless you click the stupid button. There we go. Stay. Hopefully it stays open. I've never loaded a Cyclone into this thing, so I don't know if it works. Oh, there we go. Fits just fine. Alright, let's get the buckets. That's kind of like what my big Asmar brings up, my big problem with the Polaris skins. They're just kind of gray. Not even that good looking. CIG seems to forget we can have other skins behind. What about those dazzle paints from like World War One? Thank you, Roxanne. Appreciate that. Naval bat dazzle paints. Camouflage. I think it was World War One. These fucking things. Why can't we have this for our Polaris? You know, these are mostly designed to protect you against like optical, being acquired by optics. But then radar started coming out and becoming more popular in World War II, and it's just like eventually you could just tell heading and direction using radar guidance. Instead of having to, like, actually see the target with your binoculars. Yeah, sockets me. Okay, it gives me like blue at this thing. Yeah, that'd be a nice like paint scheme for like a thing at some point. I guess, you know, I mean that's probably gonna be a skin for like a C1 or something. Let's see here. Latius is unoccupied. I want to be careful how close I get to this. Blah, 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 blah. This thing has just plenty of power.
Alert. Front crash close.
Have to be careful how close. I used to be able to detect turrets from much further away. There we go. That's
Deck crash close.
probably as close as my little ship can get. I just need to find a place to set down.
Landing complete.
Yeah, this works. That works. Come on.
Toggle land systems. System check.
Come on. There we go. Hopefully we can get back in, but we'll see. You know, it would be nice to have like the waypoint still, since we're not exactly like on top of the target. I think it's this way. Man, Roxanne really wants to talk about this Perseus and testing in the P2. I mean, good luck, Roxanne. Hopefully that idea works out for you. I'm not holding my breath. I mean, it should go to testing for the people that own it. If you have one in your account that you've bought for real money, I would imagine CIG would let you play with it on the P2 before it goes live. If it's coming for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Yep, star beams, wish in one hand and shit in the other. See which one fills up the fastest. Oh my god, this thing is so recoiled. It just has a really weird cadence. Oh, I can't shoot through that? Okay. He dead? He's dead. I always find it weird that I kill them and they get a couple shots in afterwards. Desync is real. And of course they have floaty guns. You, get down here. We're obeying the laws of physics. The controversy with the L-21 Wolf, which was, what? The fin on the damn thing? Remind me, I can't remember what the problem with the L-21 Wolf was. The fact that it wasn't available in the PT or something? I think it was, wasn't it? I vaguely remember flying it. It was overpowered. Okay. Yeah, they did have to nerf the thing a couple of times. PCs. You know what I don't see up here? Drugs. There should be a couple of drug boxes up here. Oh, there they are. Oh, I see a dude. Kind of teleport sliding all over the fucking place. You know, these used to work really well for blown up drug boxes. Hey, B5 guy, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in again. Yeah, where is this nerd? There he is. Oh my god. Roxanne just will not shut up about this Perseus test. They have to, Vertigo! They have to do Perseus testing, Vertigo. They have to. If they don't do it, it's going to be exactly like the Wolf. And the Wolf was overpowered and they have to nerf... No, they don't. They don't have to do anything. This is CIG. People will buy the Perseus. If it's overpowered, people will buy it even harder. Because that's what the community wants. The community wants overpowered bullshit. They want that power fantasy of beating up on other people and their Auroras. They want pay to win. They want to solo their Idrises at Hathor. Wow, that didn't do a damn thing. I'm really disappointed by this this grenade launcher. Wait a minute, do I have to aim down sights to get this thing to work? No. I have no idea how this damn thing works. It doesn't... it doesn't want to destroy the drugs outside of some cases. Oh shit. Where the hell did he go? Motherfucker tapped me. Gave me a tier 3 arm injury. Now we're doing the ring around the rosy thing. Maybe you have to, like, push some of the drugs off the box. You have to shift them a little bit. Yeah, I think you have to, like, shift the boxes a little bit in order to get them to blow up. Like that. So if I run into this one, and then I shoot between them. Okay, so that works so much better. Good luck with that one. Yeah, imagine like the Perseus like comes in and like one-shots an Idris. Or something. It actually has pilot-controlled torpedoes, unlike the Polaris. Right? Variable! Thanks for that follow. Appreciate it. I'm starting to think Roxanne Wolf owns a Perseus. They seem really excited for the release of the Perseus. I think there may be a little bias here in my stream chat for the Perseus. We got enough ammo. Wait a minute, I do have... We can also just do melee attacks, too. Those will blow the boxes up. Woo! Pop. 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 For the purse to come out, yeah. I'm not. It's just another ship and Star Citizen to me. The Polaris is out, the Idris is out. Oh, Vertigo, they're gonna release the Perseus. Okay. It's just another ship to me. I want the ships I already have to be better. To have more features. Like the Carrack. Right? I mean, we did get... the Carrack did get a pilot-controlled turret. Finally. After a bunch of years. That top remote turret is now under control of the pilot, so that's cool. So the pilot has some firepower. We got the ability to open the cargo doors not long ago, which is cool. It's cool. It's still a real gigantic pain in the butt to haul cargo in the Carrack. Oh, that even killed that stuff. Medical tools, I don't really care. We are missing some med pens, though. You probably want to top up. All right, we're down to this awkward 5% left. Which I think this is where we ended last time. Yeah, I did think the original character looked a lot better, but honestly the new one isn't terrible either. I don't hate the new one. I don't despise it. The original concept. Same with the original concept for the Polaris. It looked better. We got this greebly thing though. Yeah, so okay, we're right back to the previous problem. Coming down to okay, so these drug missions just do not work. Quite unfortunate. You want to do some FPS stuff, Vertigo? Probably has something to do with how you destroy the boxes. I'm kind of thinking that. Where if you destroy the boxes a certain way, like they don't count or something. Yeah, there's no... You get off me. Shoo. I don't see any other boxes, any other pallets. Sometimes there's like a pallet right there. Sometimes there's a pallet over here. Go away, NPCs. That's just the F-55. Eh. Unless there's like a bunch of drug boxes that fell through the planet or something. Just tossing random grenades. Random grenades into the holes. See if I get lucky. Does not appear so. Yeah, we've looked everywhere twice, so... Hey, Helitons. Nice to see ya. So yeah, like another failed drug mission. So just don't do these ones, I suppose is what Star Citizen's telling me. Just don't bother, Vertigo. Hopefully that's fixed when time Twitch drops come online. Well, fuck, man. That would be the most Star Citizen thing ever, right? Star Citizen releases Twitch drops, and... they don't even work. Right? That's not a person. That's a rock. That's a person, though. What? Why are there so many people up here? There's even more. Where are all these dudes coming from? I have no idea. I like the, whatever the hell this is. Oh, there's a Great Cat PTV. Alright. God, this thing is so slow. Turn off for night vision. Yeah, I can totally imagine CIG setting up the campaign for Twitch drops, and then it just doesn't work. Or the armor has, like, negative health, like as soon as you put the armor on, it kills you. I'm surprised I haven't fell through the planet yet. Figured that'd be a thing we'd be experiencing here. But it's a racing car. Yeah, it doesn't go that fast though. It used to have a boost function. Oh yes, where the helmet doesn't have any oxygen. Yeah, you get the suit drop from like Twitch, but the armor doesn't have any oxygen supply in it, so you end up suffocating when you put the helmet on. It's like wearing a plastic bag. Oh my lord. Oh Jesus. Yes. Yes. Okay.
System off.
Alright, we need to go get healed up. I have no idea how the new medical stuff's gonna work. Supposedly now they're gonna get rid of the random injuries. So, you know, it's no longer random to get injuries. It's now fixed based on how much health damage you take. So if you take like 100 points of health damage to your arm or something, you're automatically gonna get a tier 3 injury. Then another 100 points is a tier 2.
Engines on. Systems off. Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on. Engines on. Launch complete. Alert. Port crash close. Landing gear up.
Gotta do some low flying to get out of here. Alright, 5 kilometers is more than enough.
Shields off.
Alright. Close all that. Thought I had the... And then we gotta get rid of... We want to go to Bajini Point to get healed. You can also go to one of the ASD facilities too, because they have a medical facility. How's this patch going? Leon the Wolf says. It's Star Citizen. It's not brilliant. They're having a new. They said they want to release a new 4.4 P2 today. We'll probably end up downloading that and trying that out, see how it works out for us. We'll see. There's Dovakin. Hey, Dovakin. SC testing chats. 4 hours ago. Brought tractor operating and engineering tech preview this morning for Wave 1 testers. We're planning on running this at least till Friday. Well, we're starting to pass morning. Well, actually, we're well past morning for where CIG is operating. They don't have Los Angeles time zone anymore. So it's lunch. It's well past lunchtime. And any place where it'd be considered morning that they're working in. So engineering's probably going to come close to 4.4, I would imagine. Maybe 4.41. We're running 4.32 right now. I mean, I did 4.4 when it opened to Wave 1, and it was so laggy. Oh my god, the performance was terrible at Bluesky, and that was probably the only place actually worth visiting with the new patch. And I'm just like, I walked around at like 12 frames per second. I mean, it was, if you wanted 60 frames per minute, FPM, like, yeah, it would work out. It was just Garbo frame rate. It was making me motion sick, just wandering around over the low frame rate like that. So it was, the interior of Levski is almost like you remembered. If you remember playing Levski in like the 3.0 brands, 3.1, 3.2, before it was removed for Xenothreat, I want to say around when Microtech was added. I can't remember when Microtech was put in. So a lot of people will remember Levski. The interior is almost the same, exactly the same. There's a few differences here and there, but not enough to really throw you off if you've played it before. And the exterior, completely different though. They've changed the Delamar dramatically. But other than that, it's like Levski, Delamar, the Galcium Ring, and the Cup, and like 2 jump point stations. That's all 4.4 is going to have for new stuff. Or for new solar system stuff. And everybody's interested in Levski, so you go there, you're probably going to get overwhelmed by like 600 people just destroying your frame rate. Alright, so I didn't get healed. I'm a real shame at this. These ground-based missions don't work worth a crap. Orbital laser platform, sweeping clear location. Wreck site on Walla. I mean, we could go check that out. Wait, what am I doing? Just backspace. Good enough. So yeah, if you haven't been to Levski Delamar, it's going to be a nice treat, assuming you can get a good frame rate there. Because again, there's going to be like 600, the entire server is going to be over there. Just how everything works, right? We prioritize patient safety. Kelto. Feel better, save more. They are changing the price of 4 ships. Do we have like an announcement of that? You know, I didn't read the roadmap roundup. And the Rollin. Ah! The fucking Rollin is going up in price. Is there anything else that's new to say? Yes, I final opportunity to pledge for certain ships at current prices. Sometimes advantage ship will price adjusted in recent data. Miss Hull A, Hull B, Raft, and the Rollin. So the Raft and the Hull A are in-game for in-game purchase, so whatever. The Hull B, not in-game yet, and same with the Rollin. Oh, we've already read the roadmap roundup for 4.4. When was this updated? November 5th. So did we didn't get a roadmap roundup this week. Yeah, it would have been like the 12th. This week in Star Citizen. So we're getting less communication from CIG. Yeah, absolutely fucking nothing going on this week. Get a newsletter, get an IE 2055 FAQ, and get this fucking drop.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, not gonna retrieve the spirit from here. Yeah, well, I don't expect, like I said, the whole A can be bought in game.
Welcome to the ASOP.
You can also, I think Wicklaw's gonna get a version of the whole A, right? I think Teach is getting it too. For in-game credits, the Raft can be rented. Same with the whole A, they both can be rented. So a web store price increase for either ship is really kind of like, eh. And they're such small ships that they're almost starter level ships. Well, at least the whole A. The Raft is probably going to be a bit more expensive to insure, I would imagine. And the Raft got a huge buff recently with like its cargo capacity. Went from like 96 to like 192 or something SU. Oh, it was 32 times 6, which is, yeah. 3 times 6 is 18. Yeah, 192. Well, like, no. The starter traders are like the Reliant Core. Those are like the traders, the 135C. Those are like the true starters. For like low end hauling. I think the hull A is like intermediate as far as CIG is concerned. Stuff like the Freelancer and the C1 are like much higher tier hauling.
Pursuer Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on. Launch.
Or the other starter hauler, the Aurora CL, the Clipper. Anybody remember that? Is there another one I'm missing? The Sulin, I think, is a starter hauler as well. tiny little thing.
Alert. Front crash close. Shields off.
Yep, the 100i is actually a pretty good looking ship. I don't know if CIG was to like make another 100 or another Origin ship. I mean, what the fuck else would they make? Right? Oh my god, how the hell am I getting to this damn caterpillar?
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Ooh, what is that? There's a whole C in my way. Look at that. A whole C and a whole A. Like we have the whole series here. There's just a whole bunch of ships there. So I can just make jokes like that all day. Let's get some more hot water in our teacup.
Quantum travel complete.
Is the Intrepid a hauler? I know the what is it? The Titan is not considered a hauler. I think it's considered a courier.
What have we got here?
Nah,
You're a
comedian.
I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister.
So you know the whole series counts as a racing ship because of how much ass it hauls? Oh. We also did make the same joke about the M50. It's a cargo ship. It hauls ass.
Quantum travel complete.
Maximum capacity of a Hull C class freighter, 5,800 SCU, or your mom. I don't think we make your mama jokes these days. Yo mama is so fat, she can't enter through the airlock. She has to enter through the hangar. On what ship? Yes. I'll D up your whole ass. Asshole. Asshole. I love it. Stay crew, thank you so much for that. Alright, so we have to go to the Caterpillar. Hey, there's actual Terranite out here. I like how these guys are covered up in ice.
Alert. Front crash close.
Alright, camouflage. I think that's the other guy right there. No, it's just the part of the ship.
Alert.
And this is the problem with like having mission areas. Oh, I see him.
Overhead crash close.
You know, if this was an A1, this mission would be over almost instantly.
Alert. Starboard crash close.
All right. We used to have scanning, FPS scanning from ship,
Overhead crash close.
believe it or not. That would actually highlight dudes on foot.
Alert. Starboard crash close.
Ah, yes. The
Alert. Front crash close.
here's the dudes you're missing. Markers. One of them there. That guy did.
Overhead crash.
And it looks like two of them. Oh, well, this guy decided to come out and say, "Why would you do that? Why? Why would you come out to challenge a spaceship?"
Port crash close.
There we go. Got him.
Alert. Rear crash close.
I think CIG really needs to reconsider these external area missions.
Engines off.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, jeez. Okay, come on. Can't see a goddamn thing. Alright, there should be some nice puzzle segments in here. Of course, they have all this floaty garbage all over the place. Makes it look like you're underwater. Okay, so how the hell do I get into this? With Genesis? Well, CIG's gonna have to redo these puzzle areas to work with the new Genesis. They said, one of the guys came down and said that they're not gonna, they're gonna redo Stanton eventually with Genesis, but because they have to manually place all the outposts and whatnot, it's gonna take them a while. I think Pyro. Is there anything up there? I think they said Pyro. No, not Pyro. Nyx 1 is gonna be like the first real place with Genesis. The new planetary tech. Here we go. What do we got in here? We got tractor beam. Or is it helmet Rust Society? I guess. I'm kind of collecting the Rust Society stuff. Kind of. So it'll be one of those things where it's gonna have to be like, we gotta wait. Wait for CIG to get shit done. Hey, an oxypen. Sure, why not? Nothing else I really want in there. What is this? Yeah, kind of crazy they chose Nyx. Heard that lore in Nyx is there's supposed to be no livable planets. Now, yeah, the original plan for Nyx years and years ago was everything was like just a used up shell of a planet. And there was no habitable planets. But CIG, in order to make Star Citizen a bit more interesting, decided to change the lore, retconned. You know, because that's their prerogative. It's their game. They can make whatever. And if the fans are upset, that's their problem. That's the fans' problem. That's not CIG's problem. Who else is making Star Citizen these days? You don't have anywhere else to go. You have to swallow Chris Roberts' dick. Yes. No. Exodus. Those guys were like that when I got here. Yeah, I don't know. We're actually, this is an investigation mission. We're supposed to find out what happened to all these dead bodies. Yeah. We were having an argument on the Discord over, like, I don't know, a clip was it Asmongold clip got posted in my Discord, and we were blaming, you know, the hash go woke go broke kind of nonsense. I was just like, well, you know, Star Wars failed because they didn't listen to the fans and they made really bad stuff. Well, I mean, there's Andor, The Mandalorian, Rogue One. So not all of the new Star Wars stuff was bad. And of course, because you always have to look at, like, George Lucas. You know, he made episode 1, 2, and 3, and those were just kind of a shit show. And of course, you got Clone Wars, which was actually pretty good, fairly well-beloved cartoon. Which I think did a better job with the source materials from the prequels. I don't think there's really anything in here worth getting. And of course, The Witcher got brought up. Like, well, look at The Witcher, Vertigo. The Witcher TV show. Well, for one, I didn't see a lot of The Witcher TV show. But I did play the video games, and I know one of the big criticisms of, like, the first two games was, like, they were... Actually, the first game in particular. The first game was nothing like the books. Right? They retconned a hilarious number of things in the first game. In order to have a game. If I remember correctly, like, Geralt didn't survive the... Was it the slaughter of Balaclava or something? Whatever the fuck that... There was like a race riot or something early in the books. And Geralt died during that, I think. Yeah, 7-9 Ashoka. Actually, 9 was pretty good. 7 was actually pretty good, too. Because, well, it basically copied episode 4. I didn't hate it. I knew it was basically a direct ripoff of episode 4, but maybe a worse Star Wars movie you could rip off. You know, coming off episode 1, 2, and 3, like the fact that they decided to rip off episode 4 was actually kind of a good sign. Wasn't Boba Fett actually considered fairly mid? I thought some people actually liked Boba Fett. There was like a couple episodes they didn't much care for. And I thought Obi-Wan was fairly well received. Of course, maybe I actually need to sit down and watch this crap. And then 9 actually kind of made Rey and, like, what's his name? Adam Driver. Kylo Ren actually made those two characters somewhat interesting. I actually kind of liked what they were doing with those two characters in episode 9. But then it just kind of shit itself with the usual Star Wars horse garbage. The Ewoks. We're going to have, like, a cavalry charge on the surface of a Star Destroyer. Because we can. I'm just like, oh god, here we go again. Like I said, I can't really have much of an opinion on stuff I haven't seen. So, like, Obi-Wan and, like, Boba Fett's. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. Or let me put it this way, Azimir. Most people that you talk to hated the show. I mean, if you stay in your little echo chamber, you're going to be right all the time. You're going to be right 100% of the time. I mean, obviously enough people liked it, they kept making more shows. Maybe Disney was just fine with just throwing money at shit. To see what stuck. Can I even get in here? I mean, you can say the exact same thing about any company, Exodus. I mean, you bring that up as like as some sort of evil thing. Companies care about profit. You don't say. You don't. They have to pay their people in order to like continue to function. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I mean, if they didn't care about money, you think they'd be in business still? Right? If they produced shows that nobody watched but you, do you think Disney would still be in business? I mean, well, you bring it up as it's some sort of like mustache twirling, like sinister plot on Disney's behalf. They only care about the money, Vertigo. Yes, that's how corporations work. Rust Society. Hey, I'll take that. They have to care about money. No. That's how I interpreted your statement. I don't care how you thought you said it. This is how I interpreted what you said. They only care about the money. Therefore, Disney is evil, right? The love of money is the root of all evil. Isn't that something that's in the Bible? How I interpreted what you typed into my stream chat was Disney's evil because they only care about money. And the love of money is the root of all evil. I don't think they just care about money, but I think they do keep an eye on their bottom line. They are willing to experiment and fail, as we've seen. They have released some good shows. They've released some really bad shows. But part of like figuring out what works and what doesn't work is experimentation, and not everything you release is going to be a hit. We've seen that with every corporation. Sometimes you take a chance, roll the dice on a new piece of content or a new idea, and just nothing happens. You know, and I don't want to discourage companies from experimenting. That's sometimes you end up with brilliant stuff. Expedition 33, right? Came out of fucking nowhere. I played it. I loved it. It had some interesting choices in it, but I was just like, okay, more of this. Why not? Had a banger of a soundtrack. Had amazing writing. Better than the Outer Worlds. I never played Outer Worlds 2, but I probably need to get up on that one of these days. Sometimes like something different comes out and you just love it to death. Mandalorian was great. Yeah, so sometimes they hit, sometimes they find a hit. Sometimes they don't. I mean, they're still making Star Trek. You know, after the J.J. Abrams verse, you know, the reboot with the new Star Trek movies. Apparently they made enough money with that crap to keep making Star Trek. Well, Charles, Nyx is coming. Probably this month. Well, it's going to be part of Nyx. It's not going to be the whole thing. The planets aren't coming. It's just going to be Delamar, Levski, an asteroid belt, a couple space stations, that's it. So don't get too excited. And we're going to go back and we're going to drop all this stuff off. We're going to have to head out here pretty soon because we got these damn cable hookup companies. They tell you they're going to be here between a certain time period and you have to be ready for them the entire time. But yeah, like it's... Sometimes you do a good job, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you piss the fans off. But honestly, it's one of those... I just flew through that planet and I'm okay. Oh, what are these? Cutlass Black. Dead Cuddy. Is this like a ship graveyard or something? What the hell is this place? Am I in Bajini Point Zone? Where the heck am I? I have no idea where I am. No, that's a Shiv. Wait a minute, does that Shiv have its guns on it? I'll take those guns off that Shiv. Gladius. F8s. Also, experimentation is how we got Cyberpunk 2077, you know? CD Projekt Red was like, hey, let's make an RPG set in the Cyberpunk universe. It took them several patches in a couple years, and that game is pretty fucking good. Oh god, the weapons are still on it. The only way to get these guns is off the Shiv. I think the shields are down on this thing. Yeah, it's probably soft death, so we can just float over and take the guns off of it. Can I just toss this thing out the back? No. There are some fun things we can do. Alright, so we either have to, like, blow this thing up, or we gotta... I thought this thing was already blowed up, but it's not. There, ship ports unlocked. Ah, here we go. Wokeness. Wokeness is overburning. I don't think it is. I don't think this shit's over. I think people are gonna keep trying their best, making stories. All right, there we go. Can it also carry S4 guns on its back? You can barely fit size 4 guns in the back of the Vulture. Maybe size 5s. There we go. All right, cool. We got some guns we can't get anywhere else. I mean, I kind of already have a Shiv in my inventory. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think there's... Well, maybe we can look around here, see if there's anything else worth scanning. Oh, this guy's already been stripped. No, he hasn't. He's got the default, though, on him. Wasn't there a lightning here? What's the lightning got on it? Yeah, well, I don't think your definition of wokeism is going anywhere, Exodus. I think women, gays, transgendered people are still going to have places in modern media. Nah, it's got the default loadout. I mean, hell, Andor, one of the most popular things that Disney put out recently, was about a rebel resistance to a fascist empire. And then, of course, Disney decided about a Trump. It was a very ironic. I love satire. I love irony. It was the most ironic thing Disney can do. There's a Gladius here. Let's see what this Gladius has. Leading trend for much longer. I just remember Jadehawk back when I was playing Starfield. And he had some problems with Starfield. And there was like a NPC I came across in Starfield that had what was it? I can't pronounce it properly. It's a condition where you have different patches of melatonin in your skin. You basically just have spots, right? Very large swaths of your skin will be like Caucasian, another part will be black. Vitigo, I think it's what it's called. Vitigo. There was an NPC that had this condition in Starfield, and Jadehawk actually said something about it, and I'm just like, welcome to the human race. Like, this is just a condition that exists within humanity. And apparently that was too woke for Jadehawk, was the fact that you actually represent the full spectrum of humanity. Apparently that was too woke for him. I'm glad that guy doesn't show up anymore. I'm glad he is no longer part of my community. He seemed to have problems with everything. Hopefully he fixes himself and becomes a better human. I remember that one episode of Star Trek, the original series, where they had the guy with the one half of him is black, the other half of him is white, and they're fighting a war with another group of people that the other half is black, the other half is white. You know, that was woke back in the day. Remember when Uhura, a black character, kissed a white character on the original? Did anybody remember that? That was woke back in the day. So what's woke today may not be maybe normal tomorrow. He was having a problem with it. I can't remember his exact wording, but it definitely led to an argument. He definitely had a problem with some of the stuff in Starfield, especially the gay character, like, what's his name, Barry? I didn't much like Barry because he was really friendly. I basically tolerated him. He was very, I don't know. His attitude rubbed me the wrong way. Mostly because Bethesda writes very, very shallow, one-dimensional characters. They weren't BioWare writing Mass Effects.
Landing complete.
Yeah, that's kind of like the original definition of woke, is like you're just aware of like the inherent like injustices within society or some shit like that. It's a Black American term. You've been woken up. What is woke? What is it? What does it mean anymore, right? It just means you're just aware of like things. I mean, I got no problem with people putting representation in their video games, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you're a sci-fi. I love science fiction, right? So Starfield, they want to represent like the human race. There's going to be a lot of differences. One episode of Babylon 5 that sticks out. Oh my God, here we go. Babylon 5 that sticks out with me is when the commander, I think it was Commander Sheridan at the time, they were having this big cultural festival like on the station, and a lot of the aliens were showing off their religions. And this is kind of a trope that exists within a lot of science fiction when you're dealing with alien races. Alien races tend to be very monolithic. There's one religion, there's one language. The aliens look a single way, right? There's really no variance in the alien races. But the trope at that time for like Babylon 5 is like, okay, how do we represent the human race during this big cultural festival that we're having? You know, the Centauri are basically based off the Roman Empire. The Narns are kind of like Oriental, kind of like presenting, but have very deep honor and whatnot. And eventually it comes down that Sheridan, I think it was Sheridan, I can't remember exactly. Eventually he just ends up inviting like every fucking religion from Earth to the station to meet all the alien representatives. And it's just the episode ends with basically this conga line of like religious figures shaking hands with all the aliens. It sounds really dumb when you say it, but it kind of that episode kind of stuck with me, just how different humanity is. Video called The Pussification of Video Games. But if you want to represent humanity, like humanity, we're all very different down here on Earth. We all, we all have our just a little bit something off, right, about us all. We're all not quite the same. All right. Yeah, Babylon 5 had a great story, I think. I still think the writing holds that show together. First and second season are really rough to get through, but once the Shadow War starts kicking off, then it starts becoming a lot more interesting. It usually takes a season or two for any new sci-fi show to really kind of get stride for the actors. I mean, same with like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Babylon 5, Farscape. You really have to get through that hump of the first season. Stargate, SG-1. You gotta let the actors figure out who they are, what the roles are. You gotta let the writers kind of figure out what the show's supposed to be about. Kind of just the audience, and you know, I think any new show basically has the same thing, but especially science fiction. You have to like introduce like a whole new world for people to get used to. Yeah, the first season for Babylon 5 is really rough, especially like the CGI does not hold up anymore. Like, it was very good for when it was released, and there are still some really, like, the space CGI for like the spaceships flying around fighting each other, beautiful. But anytime they have like a green screen and like actors juxtaposed against green screen, it's terrible. It's so bad. It's like 90s video game levels of bad. What if they can go through and remaster that? Oh, it was Sinclair. Okay, so yeah, there was... I can't remember the name, but they had two different actors, right? After like the end of the first season, like he was having some health problems. The first captain for the show, or the commander. So that he had to like step away from the show because he had health problems, and they had to bring another actor in to replace him. But yeah, the pussification of video games. It depends, yeah. So, a lot of early video games tended to be really hard because they had really short play sessions, like Nintendo Entertainment System games. Even Atari games were just ball busting. But to go back on this, I was actually thinking about this recently. If you go back to games such as System Shock, and I talked about System Shock. I've been thinking about making a YouTube video about System Shock because I played the sequel recently on stream. If you go back and look at System Shock had amazing difficulty selectors. You know, everybody gives, what was it, Jennifer Hepler a ration of shit years ago because she wanted a story mode in Mass Effect. Just a story mode difficulty, right? You don't want to actually combat any NPCs. You want combat to be super easy, almost effortless, and you just want to see how the story plays out. System Shock had that back in like 91, I think, 1990-ish. I gotta remember when System Shock was released. And the remake for System Shock also had those same difficulty sliders. 94. So you want to go talk about pussification of video games. I remember Commander Keen back when Commander Keen was just a platformer, right? Also, I remember System Shock that had difficulty. How about Doom? Doom 93 with its difficulty selector when it had like Don't Hurt Me, you know, Hurt Me Player, Ultra Nightmare, Ultra Violence, Nightmare. And this is something I've heard about like for a long time now. Games are like made super easy, so like they get good reviews because the people who play video games, like IGN and whatnot, Game Pro, GameSpy, PC Gamer, like they don't know how to fucking play a video game, so they make the video game super easy so that the people who review them can actually beat them. I mean, we're talking about difficulty selectors and whatnot. And certain games were just really hard because, like, they weren't made very well. You know, talk about capstone games and just how esoteric those games were to beat. Heaven forbid if you bought one of those fucking games. About games pushing the woke agenda. I mean, we already kind of covered that. Like, remember when Captain Kirk kissed that black woman on television? That was for like the 1960s, 1970s. That was like just unheard of. Having interracial affairs or interracial intimate contact on television. What's her name got canceled? For having a black musician on her show. I can't remember her name. That was woke back in the day. But yeah, somebody who I'm not going to give that whatever fucking video that is. I'm not going to give that airtime on my channel because I disagree with the whole concept of that. If you're gonna make a video about the pussification of video games and it's not about like difficulty, I don't want to watch it. Like, just make good stories, right? People enjoy good stories. You can have good writing in your video games and diverse casts if you want. Plenty of people play Apex Legends, and there's a bunch of lore in Apex Legends about how some of the characters are non-binary or homosexual. And it's just like, you don't have to... Same with Battlefield. Battlefield had a whole bunch of characters that were non-binary in Battlefield 2042. Just, why does like a Battlefield game need to have lore behind it? But they still try to tie everything together. Beachhead Turrican, yeah, Ghosts, Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins was brutal. Mostly because they couldn't fit very much on the cartridge, so they had to make the games extremely difficult. Ninja Gaiden. You couldn't have very many levels, and if you did, you had to like reuse a bunch of Contra. Contra was just brutal. Bionic Commando. There's a bunch of old games like that. Oh, man. Tetris would get pretty brutal, too. Tetris was more of a toy, though. Something you just play with. I don't know, maybe people are, like, starting to branch out in story writing, trying to get more people, different aspects of humanity into gaming. There's nothing stopping you from writing video games and making your own video game. I say that to both sides of this problem. People who don't like wokeism, so make your own fucking video game. Put it up on Steam. Write the video game you want to write and see if it sells. That's the problem with actually making anybody could make a video game. Not everybody can make a video game that sells. Vaguely remember a quote from Chris Taylor, guy of made Supreme Commander, Total Annihilation. You need money to get shit made, and sometimes, what was it? Skull and Bones, that crappy sailing game from Ubisoft. Sometimes they Sometimes they fuck up, but they don't make a game that's any good. But there's plenty of indie developers out there making cool little things, roguelike platformers. Occasionally you get like a little independent, independently made RPG, like Octopath Traveler, and people just don't much care for it because, oh, it's fucking stupid, I didn't like it. I really do need to sit down and play that game. But I got other things I need to get done. So I got getting reminders on my phone because I got the guy scheduled to come here in a little bit or a couple hours. God, I don't know when he's going to be here, but we're probably going to have to, when he gets here, I'm going to have to like disconnect everything, and it's going to be a pain in the ass, but hopefully we'll have like a better internet forever. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to head out here. You got to get ready for this guy to show up. We'll just host Burks. Why the hell not? Burks is a great guy. He's entertaining. He's fun. It's like a mushroom. Real fun guy to hang with. All right. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow because we're going to have a new internet service provider. Hopefully it works out for us. If it doesn't, well, this month's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. Support Vertigo on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can keep Vertigo in the black. But hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. That is the Seattle, Los Angeles time zone for more Star Citizen. Hopefully we'll have like some engineering test preview and some other cool stuff for Star Citizen 4.4, another patch. But hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. If not, have a good evening.